Hey guys, John here. For today's Mineral Wells adventure, we are going out to the Mineral Wells Fossil Park. It is one of only 2 find and carry fossil parks in the state of Texas, or at least that's what I've read. I'm assuming it's true. Find and carry means you can actually look for fossils and you can keep what you find and take them home with you. So got tons and tons of fossils just littering the place that you can pick up and take with you. We'll see what we can find and we'll bring them home with us and look over them in this video at the end. So one of the great things about adventure in Mineral Wells, while I wait for my companion to join me so we can take off and take this trip, is that the adventure and nature related activities are very, very accessible. When you watch a lot of videos like this of people who like kayaking and rock climbing and fishing and biking and all that stuff, a lot of times you find people that just have really expensive gear. They're experts at what they do. They have a lot of gadgets and things like this. Well, I'm not like that. I'm just a dad who likes to do fun stuff in my free time, and I've spoken in past videos about how great it is to have these things available in Mineral Wells. These are easy and accessible for just regular people. Fossil Park, you need to take you some water, maybe some snacks. You can picnic out there, and something to bring home your fossils in, which is basically a big plastic cup. So super easy, super fun. Let's go do it. So to get to the Mineral Wells Fossil Park, you're going to drive through the town of Mineral Wells on Highway 180. You're going to head west. You'll go right past the famous Baker Hotel and the welcome sign. Baker Hotel opened in 1929 and saw a lot of famous people like Clark Gable, Judy Garland visit. You'll go right under the Crazy sign, which is a replica of a sign from back in the olden days when Mineral Wells was a resort town built on crazy water, which you can still buy from the famous water company. When you get out west of town, you're going to exit off of 180 onto the old Bankhead Highway. Bankhead Highway was the interstate before interstates existed. It was Route 66 before Route 66 existed. One of the first roads, or maybe the first road, to connect different parts of the United States. So you're going to see some beautiful scenery on the way. You'll take a ride on Indian Creek Road to get out there to the Fossil Park, and you'll see some mountains off in the background, small mountains, Palo Pinto Mountains. You're going to see some great views. There is a pretty big hill you come over and you can see a long way. There's some really nice ranches out there. The road is well maintained. It's paved for a little bit of the way, and then most of the way it's gravel, but it's well maintained. It holds up well, even after, rains and things like that. And after a heavy rain, you might want to think twice about going out there. But when the weather's been okay, the road is really, really good. So a little bit of the history of the Mineral Wells Fossil Park. It was initially what's called a borrow pit that belonged to the city of Mineral Wells. My understanding of that is it's a pit where back in the old days they would go and borrow gravel and clay and different things they needed for projects, and at some point the city no longer needed it, so it kind of sat there abandoned and empty. In the meantime, people had discovered that you could find fossils easily out there, and so people started trespassing, going out there and hunting fossils. At some point the city of Mineral Wells decided they were going to sell the property. Well, Dallas Paleontological Society had members who were familiar with this as a really good site for fossil hunting, and they approached the city of Mineral Wells and asked if they could partner with the city of Mineral Wells and either buy it or, in a partnership, open it up to the public. And so that's the city of Mineral Wells agreed to do that, and it has been open ever since for several years now. A lot of schools take field trips out there. A lot of individuals go out on a day like today, a weekend, Saturday, Sunday, just to have a good time and find some fossils. So it's not an incredibly rugged area, but it is, there's a slope down into it. It is a pit. If you're with someone maybe in a wheelchair or that has limited mobility, you're definitely going to want to go scope it out before you go out there. They do have the handrails getting down into the pit, but when it's dry especially, there is loose gravel. There's some slipping dangers and things like that. If it's been raining, it's going to be muddy, so just be aware kind of what you're getting into before you go out there. And if you're like me and your vision is not what it used to be, probably going to want to wear glasses because the fossils are very small, and you're going to be looking down at the ground looking for them. I will tell you, when we went out there today, my son found a fossil within 30 seconds. As soon as we started looking, he had found his first one, and they are literally everywhere. So mostly what you're going to find are what are called crinoids. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. It might be crinoids, but it's C-R-I-N-O-I-D-S. Now, crinoids they were sea animals. This whole area was covered in water long ago, and they look like plants. They have stems, and that's what you'll find are those what they call columnals, or stem sections. But then you'll also find these little beads, and the beads are the segments of the crinoid columnals, and they are literally everywhere. You can find them all over this pit. It has just, between the digging and the erosion, has exposed a layer of the earth where these sea animals just died in multitudes, and they're everywhere. In addition, while you're looking for these things, you'll also find, in addition to crinoids, you'll find bivalves, which are clam shells, and you're going to find some possible snail shells. They have signage out there that identifies all the different fossils you can find. The most rare, I think, is the shark's tooth, because I don't know anyone who's ever found one, but they say they're out there. There's a picture of one. You'll also enjoy lots of natural beauty between desert flowers and different kinds of critters. You'll enjoy getting to see those different things as you're exploring for the fossil. So we made a pretty good haul today, my son and me. We were out there maybe 30 to 45 minutes, and we were able to get a ton of fossils, different kinds of fossils. If I would study the pictures on the sign out there, I would have a better idea of what is what, but I brought them home and kind of grouped them up according to whether they look like a stem or columnal, or if they look like a bead, or if they look like a shell. And so we had a good time. The weather was perfect, and anyway, just would recommend, if you need something to do, it's free, and it's nice to get out into the countryside and just get away for a little bit. The Mineral Wells Fossil Park is a great place to go, and you get to keep the fossils. So happy hunting.